You're not bulking, you're just getting fat. Everyone already knows that they have to eat protein and that they have to eat big to get big, but no one really knows how much they should eat. So they just eat whatever they have, or eat too much, or eat too less, and then they just end up not getting any kind of results. Because we're just lazy. We don't know about calories that much. We don't know about tracking macros very well, because it just seems so complicated. You see in every other YouTube video, like they would have like just these long sheets of like how to calculate everything and have your macros in each Excel and all that stuff, and it's just annoying, and you just think to yourself, it's too much trouble. I'd rather just go get like a, what do you call it? Go get like a supplement, go get a protein powder, and then I'll call it a day. I think it's much easier than just counting everything. But then you just end up being more limited. You start losing more than actually gaining more. It seems more of a disadvantage to me. So this is why I made this video. I want to make it more simple to understand, easy to digest, and by tomorrow you'll have your macros down and you already know what to do, and then start making progress from there. So I want to go on to why people get fat during bulking, man. Because it's just simply like how I said before. You guys are just lazy. You don't want to track anything. You do not know how much you need to eat about everything. You just know that you need to eat a lot of protein, but you don't know how much you need to eat. There's no set standard. Like 200, was it? A 100 kilogram person and a 60 kilogram person eating 200 grams of protein, who do you think is going to see more results and who isn't? Because it just doesn't make sense. Then the next thing is that, yes, tracking macros is very inconvenient. So people would just rather just say, okay, you know what, I can go track my macros, like if I go to a restaurant or something like that, or go to some fast food place. Sure, there's some places that have healthy food and they can actually help you, but that's very rare, especially if you're on a budget, right? So you'd rather go to McDonald's or something. Yes, they might have the amounts of protein you need, but also they have way more salt than you need, man. Like salt holds water like it's a cup. That's the best way I can describe it right now. So you end up looking more fluffy, more fat, and you have more fat than actual muscle mass. Like, what is this? Then the last part is that you guys don't want to cook too. You don't like to clean. I also don't like to cook. I also don't like to clean. But instead of seeing it as just a chore, see it as something of a learning experience, something that you can actually gain from. Because, especially women love a man that can cook. So why not learn from this? Why not use meal prep as a form of making a new skill? So that you can get more women. You can get more women, you can get bigger muscle, and you can cook, So even if there's not a woman there, cool, you sorted. You don't need women to cook, so that's it. That's pretty much simple. So, then it goes on to the next topic. What do you need to bulk properly? You already know this. Number one, if you guess protein, correct, well done. You're very smart. Number two, water. If you did that, you're a genius. If you said healthy fats, you're on point. You actually are doing your research. I'm very, very proud of you. I'll give you a fist bump through the camera. And then four, carbs. Protein, because they are the building blocks of the body. Water, because there's more water in muscle than there is muscle. Odd. And healthy fats, to boost energy and to boost testosterone. So then you can become bigger much faster. And then carbs so you can work out properly in the gym, where you can actually lift heavier weights, feel more like a man, and recover faster, and then hence bigger muscle. That's all you need to know. So how do I calculate protein intake? Because I already explained earlier, there's no set amount of protein. So it's basically your body mass in kilograms. I like to do kilograms, times 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein. You'll get it. So if you're 85 kilograms and you say you want to eat 2 grams of protein per day, 2 grams of protein per body weight per day, then it's very, very simple. 90 grams of protein. 190 grams of protein. 190 grams of protein. Use a calculator, okay? You know, if your maths is not as good as mine, please use a calculator. Then, now that we got our protein done, we also need to calculate our carbs and fat intake, as well as our calorie intake, which is the first step. Very easy. I would suggest you go onto ChatGPT or go to bodybuilding.com, search the calorie intake, and you should be fine there. But also you can check out this formula that I've written here, which is the basal metabolic rate times the activity factor. So the activity factor is between, I think, 1.1 to 1.9, and that just means like how often are you working out, and because that'll actually further determine how much energy you're actually spending throughout the day, because we need to eat at a surplus about how much calories we're eating a day. But anyway, plus that by 300 or 500, you know. So then you eventually get your calorie intake, your total calorie intake, and then which leads us to the next basic step, which is your fat intake. Your fat intake should be 20% more of your calorie intake. So get your calorie intake, times that by 20% or more if you want to, and then you have your fat calories. Divide that by 9, then you have your fat in grams. Simple. And then you can eat your fats from the egg yolks, from the eggs, from the peanuts, from chicken breast even. So many things have fat, but eat your healthy fats. Don't eat the unhealthy ones, you know, the unsaturated ones. Then we have to calculate our carb intake. Okay, so to get our carb intake, take your total calories that you need to eat, minus that by the fat calories that we've calculated before, minus that by the protein intake in calories. If you need your protein intake in calories, times that by 4, you should get the calories. Then put them all in your calculator, I hope. Then you should get your carbs in calories, and then times it by 4 again to get it in grams. And congratulations, you already know how much you need to eat. Finally, thank God, you know now you can actually build muscle way more quicker than you would have if you just left it alone. Quick tip that I want to add with it, this is for the days that you are training. If you're not training, I would suggest you eat a little bit less in carbs, right? Maybe 80 grams or something like that. So then, what is the next step after that? You already know everything you need to eat. Decide what you want to eat. You know, you can eat anything you want. You just have to figure out what it is that you want to eat. If you want to eat fish, eat fish. If you want to eat eggs, eat eggs. If you only want to eat vegetables, eat vegetables. Figure out how much protein is there in each of those stuff that you want to eat, and handle it. Handle it. As long as you reach your macro goals, you should be good. It may be a big challenge ahead of you, but you know, if you go into the gym and you're pretty much on your way to deadlifting 100 kilograms, 200 kilograms, you're stronger than just a little sheet of paper. So you got that. Stay consistent. Keep setting a schedule so then you can actually do the meal prep. If some days you're busy, try and do the meal prep maybe once a week or twice a week, you know, just to keep the food fresh. And yeah, track your schedule around that. Work your way around it. I know you're busy. I know you're studying. I know you're working. You know, but this is food, man. Make some time just to sort yourself out in that aspect so then you don't have to waste more time later on. So, also, deciding around about the food, you can also check it out. ChatGPT it. Check on bodybuilding.com. You know, you got all of that stuff. You already see how much you need to eat, and it can be quite daunting just to see how much you really need to eat. You think, oh man, if I eat this much, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know how I'm going to be able to eat this much of calories, you know, because it is a lot. You can portion your foods, right? You know, you don't have to eat one big portion of 3,000 calories. You know, you can also eat in the morning, in the afternoon. You can eat 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, whichever times that you want to eat. So make sure that it's enough where you know that you can digest that kind of food. So if you only can eat like only 100 grams worth of food or 50 grams worth of food, okay, then do that. You know, eat 4 times, 5 times, so whichever amount is required, just so you can reach your macros. I prefer 3 times a day, to be honest. Like, I prefer to have lunch. I don't like to eat in the morning because I just end up getting tired, and I'm not able to focus on my work. Then I would have a pre-workout meal, and then I would have a nice big post-workout meal or dinner. So then I can feel full, well rested, and I can just go to bed like feeling like a king. You know what I mean? So that's all it is to it. And next, also what I'd like to advise you, make sure that you're getting your micronutrients too. Eat your vegetables, eat your spinach, eat your broccoli, eat your cabbage, eat corn. Those will also help you boost more testosterone production in your body. So, you already know, more testosterone we have naturally, I hope that's the best way you want to do it, the more you'll actually see results very, very fast. Alright, so that concludes everything. What I just want to do is like maybe give you some tips to make the road a bit easier. I already made it very simple enough. You should be able to do it. If you're not, then you're just weak in general. Quit the gym. But if you are, keep going for the PRs. Keep going to the gym every day, or 4 to 5 times per week if you have to. Keep doing it. You're a really strong man, and I know you're gonna go far on this. You're gonna get that level of respect and confidence that you truly deserve. So then, again, onwards. Final tip. Eat less carbs when you're not training, just to maintain that lean bulk. Write down what you're eating every day, just to track your calories, track your macros, or you can even use the calorie, what is it called? A calorie tracker app, like MyFitnessPal or something like that. I'm sure it'll help you loads. Then decide what you're going to eat. Find a day where you can plan out what you're going to eat throughout the week, so that you can get your meal prep ready, your grocery shopping ready. You don't have to waste too much time in the shop. You don't have to waste too much time thinking about what you're going to eat for your next meal prep session. So that'll definitely help you out. Next, review your progress every week. At least once a week, get on the scale. Look at the mirror, look at your strength goals. Are you getting closer to your goals? Are you gaining weight? Are you looking even better? Then good, continue onwards with that. But then at some point you might reach a plateau where you don't see any difference, or you might even look smaller than before. Then take the new body weight that you have, and then do the calculations that we already discussed before. After that, should be smooth sailing. You should see more progress again and again and again and again. So this is my biggest secret I should give you, that I gave you. Hope it works out for you. Stay consistent. So at any point where you're finding this very, very hard to understand or hard to calculate, you can always contact me, and then we can also help you get the progress that you're looking for. Like, share, subscribe, give this to a friend that needs it, and see you in the next one.